Name is Ike Johnstone. Right now we're at the Bill Pickett Riding Academy, located on West River Drive in Montgomery, Belmont Park, Philadelphia.
Your affiliation in Temple?
I retired as a lieutenant with his campus police department after, like, I think it was 32 or 33 years, something like that. But we started this program along with Mr. White, who was the vice president at Temple at the time, and Mr. Bergman. So the three of us started this program in 1996, I think it was.
How many kids have come through the program, do you think?
Oh, man. I would say over 1,400 in that period of time, 1,400.
Can you describe the program a little bit?
Yeah, what we do, basically what we do, we bring the kids down here. It's primarily was a summer program. We bring the kids down here during the summer months just to get them out the neighborhood, expose them to the horses, and we have them riding, but the whole thing wasn't designed to make riders out of them, but it's just to get them out the neighborhood.
Explain the tie between the Bill Pickett Riding Academy and blacks riding horses. Why would a North Philadelphia kid? Why should he understand that blacks have a long history with
The word cowboy is really a black person, because during slavery we were referred to as boy. We took to the plantation cow. So that's how the word came about with a lot of people. So the word then got lost over the years. But it's really derogatory. Cowboy is referring to us. They were known as cattlemen and whatnot. And so now you got the Dallas Cowboys and everybody else, but they really knew the true origin of the word.
They lost some John Wayne films.
Yeah. So now everybody wants to be a cowboy. And so there's a history there. If you really get into the history of the West, and we call it the Black West, it was the blacks who settled the West, including the Buffalo Soldiers. They were the ones who fought the Indians, They never played that. So it's that history that I end up trying to teach my kids. Now we pass that on, because that's one of the things we do down here is teach the history of the Black West and the Buffalo Soldiers. And we were some outlaws, too. There were some black outlaws, One guy that come to mind, Cherokee Bill. They hung him at 21 years old. He was part Native American. He was then Afro-American. At 21, they hung him. And his dying words, he said, they asked him, you have any last words? He said, I didn't come here to make a speech. I come here to die, So there was good and bad, But there's a history that was lost. Even when we were into black history in the schools, that was very popular, they never taught about the history of the Black West. They never taught the history of the Buffalo Soldiers.
Maybe describe the feeling of getting on a horse, of just working with a horse, and why does that so positively affect young people, or anyone for that matter?
Well, when we bring, say, like a young kid in here, 7, 8 years old, that's never been around a horse, and just seen them on TV, they're terrified. Horses, because they're intimidating, you know what I'm saying? But then, once we start to working with them, we get them to the point where they'll lead this big animal. Can you imagine what that does to one? 2 days ago they was terrified. Now they're leading this big, huge animal, just with his fingertips. And it also teaches that you can get things, except young people, you can get things out of life without taking them. See, you ain't going to take nothing from a horse. You're not going to pull it. They measure stuff in horsepower. You know what I'm saying? So you have to cooperate with this horse to get this horse to cooperate with you. So it teaches cooperation.
Have you seen any transformations of young people, other than your kids, getting to come here?
Yeah, there's one young man that comes to mind. He came here. His name was Muhammad. He would live here if I would let him, He came here, and, you couldn't understand what he was saying. He mumbled, he was very, and he's been here about 6 months now, and you can see the gradual change. And I can understand what he's saying now. He sticks his chest out when he does things, because kids that came through after him, he's like showing them what to do. So it gives that little peer thing. He walks around now with his chest out and whatnot, and they look up to him, and then So he's the one that come to mind. The thing that that I really enjoy is seeing these kids when they come in, they scared to death. By the time they leave, and there's smiles on their face, you know, and that's what keeps me going.